Thanks, Jonesy. We're here with Anthony Davis. Anthony, 41 points for you. It's the most ever in a return game, the first time back for someone. An emotional night. How would you best describe your emotions right now?
Man, it feels good. You know, I'm happy we got the win. They was in almost cursed, but they was on us all game. You know, they made shot after shot, big shots. It's a great team, a young team who plays hard, plays together, and likes to run it. And they were shooting lights out, and they gave us a run for our money. And we're just a resilient team. We showed our resiliency tonight and was able to bounce back and get the win.
We talked to your coach before the game. He told us to tell you just to have fun, and your teammates certainly had your back. What was it like to have that whole group rocking with you tonight?
They said in the timeout, when we cut it to like 4, that we're not losing this game. You know, all night, they was making sure that we didn't lose the game, you know, for the return here. It was a hell of a night. You know, I love these guys that I played with last year. They still here. They like the battle, but overall, it was a fun night. I mean, coming in, knowing what was going to happen with the Bulls, and I just tried to play through it and calm my nerves and just play basketball. And I know they're passionate about their team, and you know, when everything went down last year, it was tough for both sides. And you know, just glad both sides moved on and both sides are happy.
We saw you exchange jersey with Drew, one of those teammates. What was that conversation like?
I love him. That's my guy. You know, 6 years together. We talk to each other all the time, and you know, he's a guy who competes. You know, he competed tonight. He made it tough for us, and you know, anytime I get a chance to play against him now, it's nothing but fun. He was guarding me. You know, I had to guard him, and you know, the brotherhood. You know, it's bigger than basketball. And I know some people probably didn't like it, but you know, me and him have a bond that's, you know, not just, you know, the game of basketball is outside that. We have a real friendship, and it shows tonight.
Lastly, you guys have now won 9 in a row. What does it say about the way this team has come together?
We're gelling. We're finding ways to win. We're competing at a high level. I love our team. You know, we got to make sure we keep it going.
Congrats, Anthony.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
What's not to love, George Sedano? 16-2 overall. Best record in the NBA. Anthony Davis with 41 tonight at Smoothie King Center as both the Pelicans and Davis.
Sports Center tonight after Lakers Pels, John Anderson, Michael Eaves post-game reactions to Anthony Davis's return, and inside the Falcons' tough test defending the Saints' Michael Thomas. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about Anthony Davis's return. Started with a lot of boos from the Pelicans fans. Were they right to feel some kind of way there tonight?
I mean, I know fan is short for fanatic, but my thing is, AD has 27 points in the first half. I think fans have forgotten how incredible of a player he is. And also, like, I didn't hear the fans booing management. Because if you're AD, you're sitting there. I've been here for 7 years. I've been an all-star 6 of the 7 years I've been here. Even in my last year where I wanted to get out, and I had the second lowest minutes of my career, I averaged 25 and 12. 25 and 12. What else do you need me to do for you? I just want to win.
Because you averaged 25 and 12, because you're one of the top 5 players allegedly in the game, is actually why they're booing, Jay. How about this? There's a reason why the Cavs fans booed LeBron when he left in return. There's a reason why OKC fans booed KD when he returned. And there's a reason why Toronto Raptors fans will not boo Kawhi Leonard.
But also,
you know why? Because he delivered.
But you need management to help you deliver as a
Correct.
player. You need to be surrounded with the right pieces, and that's critical. That didn't happen for AD.
Look, I think there are fans who would have understood if he had turned down the Supermax over the summer and then gone to get traded. It's that he asked for a trade in the middle of the season. I think that's kind of where we are.
Yeah.
All right. Not only is AD cooking, Drew Holiday is cooking as well. 25 points for him. Look at him nail this three. 12 threes from the Pelicans in the first half. Stay tuned for the second half right after this.
Come on.
NBA halftime.
Start with you on this as a UCLA guy. Looking at the Lakers, 15-2, 8 straight wins. I mean, they're just rolling. And when you think about Anthony Davis's time in New Orleans, he always had to carry the team to wins. It's clearly a better situation for him and how this season has started in LA.
Yeah, he's a great guy next to him, maybe one of the best players to ever play if he can maybe win 2 more championships. But the load is lighter. He's playing one-on-one. If you try to double him or put your best defender on him, which is kind of hard to do with LeBron next to you, he has guys that can't really contain him. Right. And that team is built with veteran leadership beyond LeBron. That team is built with a veteran coaching staff that's seen it all before, so you can bounce things off of different guys, whether it's your teammate or even one of the coaching staff members.
I mean, watching, and let me ask, watching Davis, I mean, again, you've coached against him. what has been the biggest development that you've seen in him in the last couple of years that he didn't have when he was younger?
I would just say persistence. You know, when I coached against him, we used P.J. Tucker. He did not like a smaller, stronger guard up under him because his edge on taller players is that I'm quicker and I'm faster and I'm more skilled. They can't move. They're not that agile. But if you put a P.J. Tucker under him and just kind of beat him up and get up under him defensively, like Dick Harder used to teach us,
right.
It kind of takes away his advantage and it forces him to shoot over the top. It becomes just a, consistent jump shooter without using the dribble.
Mm-hmm. When I look at the Pelicans and seeing what they got for Anthony Davis, Brandon Ingram seems to be the crown jewel in that, averaging 26 points per game. For the Lakers, the situation was they needed to make sure they developed faster, and Anthony Davis has clearly helped that to happen. But for Brandon Ingram and the guys that came over from L.A. to New Orleans, his development is really the most impressive of the three.
Yeah, and I think with Ingram, all he needed was opportunity. Mm-hmm. And when you're playing with LeBron James, you're not talking about developing. When the Lakers signed LeBron James, in my mind,
50% from the floor.
Yeah, I was like, you got to win championships with LeBron James. So when you're talking about developing Ingram, now his wardrobe definitely has developed. But, now that he's with the Pelicans, I think he gets more opportunity, he gets more shot attempts. And I think Alvin Gentry is the perfect coach for him. And that system that Alvin runs is the perfect place for him.
Earl, talk to us about the UCLA guy in New Orleans now, Lonzo Ball. Second pick in the draft. Here's a guy that came in with such fanfare. His numbers are still good, but in 11 games in New Orleans so far, what do you think of how he's performed?
You have unique personalities. If you know this, whether it's a teammate or you're coaching a player or you draft a player, you have to get into that psyche. And a lot of times it's not basketball, it's trust off the court to where they can come to you and feel vulnerable and have conversations that today I'm just not that confident, or what do you think about this? But Lonzo, we need Zoe as a big brother. We need Zoe to be more aggressive. We need to take more chances. The fear of not being afraid what's on the other side of being comfortable is where I see him really propelling that team to another level. And I think he needs Zion. That's the type of player he is. He needs some guy that can get to the rim, and he needs some guy that can kick out for the three. They have the shooters. Now he needs some guy that can put pressure on the back line, that defense for lobs.
I think you hit on a key word when you said that athlete and that professional player has to feel vulnerable. Vulnerable enough to trust the people that are around him, coaching staff, so forth and so on. And clearly he didn't have that in L.A., and we're hoping that he gets that in New Orleans. Because, I'm like you. I've watched him since high school and in college. And I believe in this kid. I think he has the potential to be a really, really good basketball player in this league for a long time. And not only a really good basketball player, but I think he's capable of playing championship basketball, which is different than just being a player in the NBA.
You know what I would tell him? I would say, hey, Zoe, because he can rebound the ball. If you rebound the ball, he's such a great passer. He sees it so easy. Sometimes just put pressure on the rim, get a piece of the paint every time full speed, and force your will on the defense.
Isaiah, the last thing you said could have actually gone to Pascal Siakam as well. Talking about a guy playing at a championship level, we saw it last year, and he's elevated it even higher. He tips off at 7:30 against the New York Knicks. You're watching the warm-up. It's in about 4.
Planning ahead of time. It's not mandatory, but winning is a sacrifice. And if you're committed to this team and to this program and to this family, then we will see you in L.A. and we will pay for it because that's what they can do in the NBA. And we will work towards something bigger than just ourselves and our contracts. And it's very rare to have that. Once you instill that into your organization, it becomes culture, and that's positive culture.
Yeah, very interesting. And when you say winning championships, I think of a guy right here, Kemba Walker. Did that at UConn, looking to accomplish that in the NBA. Good to see him back on the court. Scary sight last Friday night when he was taken off the court in a stretcher. He'll be back tonight for the Boston Celtics against the Brooklyn Nets. You're watching the warm-up, presented by Ford. Appears to be the best complete team that LeBron James has been a part of. So how does that affect fantasy value when you're trying to figure out which Lakers to put in your lineup?
Yeah, they just have so much depth right now. And even, for example, a game like tonight, right, down in New Orleans, you think that he's going to let Anthony Davis eat. LeBron's been on the road for 7 days. He's probably thinking about Thanksgiving. This would be a game if you want to slot in Anthony Davis. I see that. But how about Kuzma, Dwight Howard, Rondo? Chris, all of these guys have had their moments this year. Avery Bradley, KCP, even Danny Green made that